Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Hazmi bin Anwar, DU190140. So for today, I'm going to explain briefly about the activity one, which is the no load performance. So first and foremost, the equipment that we have to apply for the activity one, which is the three-phase supply, and then the circuit breaker, and then we also need to have a three-phase transformer unit and an overhead line, and then the 2 units of the three-phase meter. So based on the experiment, the operation start from the supply and then to the circuit breaker and then to the transformer, and then from the transformer it goes to the transmission the I'm sorry to the an overhead line, and then lastly to the three-phase meter. So from the meter we can measure the required value for number 6, which is the U1, then U2, Q, and the power. From the meter, we also can be able to calculate and measure the value of current, voltage, and power, such as reactive power, real power, and the apparent power. So this is the installation setup for the activity one that I have provided. So I think that's all from me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So back on me again. I also will explain for the activity 2, which is the concept of operating capacitance, or we can also call it the weak capacitance. So the equipment that required for the activity 2 is quite the same with the activity 1, which is we need a chip to supply, the circuit breaker, the transformer, then an overhead line, and then the three-phase meter. The only difference in this sketch, which is we use the 2 units of the line capacitor here and here. So this is the installation setup that I have made. So the operation same goes as the experiment 1, which is start from the supply and then to the circuit breaker and then to the transformer, and then from the transformer connected to the first meter, and then from the meter goes to the line capacitor, and then from the line capacitor goes to the an overhead line, and then to the line capacitor again, and then lastly to the phase meter. So based on the experiment, we can measure the value of the U1, U2, and then the value of the Q. So I think that's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Zaid Ashraf Umar. My matrix number is DE190194. Let's continue the sketch of activity 3 and activity 4. Activity 3, which is line with increased operating capacitance. The equipment that we need is three-phase supply, circuit breaker, three-phase transformer, three-phase digital meter. We need 2 of it. Line capacitor, we need 2 of it, and the and overhead line model. This is my sketch. So first of all, from the three-phase supply, we will continue to the circuit breaker, and then there are three lines, red, yellow, blue, and from the circuit breaker, we will continue to the three-phase transformer, and then the sketch we will continue to the three-phase digital meter, and for this line with increased operating capacitance, activity 3, we added the line capacitor, 2 of it, the beginning and the ending of the circuit. Line capacitor, and then we continue to the overhead line model, and then and then through the line capacitor again, and the line will continue to the three-phase digital meter. That's it. For the activity 4, omit inductive load. The equipment is 3-phase supply, circuit breaker, 3-phase transformer, 3-phase digitometer. We need 2 of it, overhead line model. We added which is omit resistive load and inductive load. For the circuit, I will show you how to sketch. This I use Word. We click the line and then we proceed like this. For the example, for the red line from the 3-phase supply to the circuit breaker, like this. Alright, and then we continue the sketch from the 3-phase supply to the circuit breaker, and then continue to the 3-phase transformer, and then continue to the 3-phase digitometer, continue to the overhead line model, and 3-phase, and then continue to the 3-phase digitometer. We continue to the omit resistive load, and then to the inductive load.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad bin Senu, and today I will show you activity 5 omit capacitive load, and I will make this tutorial very short and I will simplify my step. So first, we must do our circuit. At the primary side, we have delta connection, and at the secondary part, we have star connection. So this two is the 3-phase digital meter. The function of this first 3-phase digital meter is to find the value of U1, I1, P1, Q1 at the beginning line, and the second 3-phase digital meter, we must find the value of U2, I2, and cos theta 2. Now we start with table 8.5. This is the resistive load and this is the capacitive load. At the resistive load, we must change the value into level 3, and at this capacitive load, we must change the value into level 1. So after we have done with that, we must find the value of U1, I1, P1, and Q1 at this first 3-phase digital meter for the beginning line, and then at this second 3-phase digital meter, we must find the value of U2, I2, and cos theta 2 for the end line. Now repeat with the same value of capacitor level 1, but change the value of resistive load into level 4. Now find the value of for these two 3-phase digital meter. That's for our table 8.5. So for the second one, the table 8.6, we must change the value of capacitive load into level 2. And same, first we must find the value of these two when the resistive load into level 3, and then change the resistive load into level 4, but maintain the value of capacitive and find the value for these two 3-phase digital meter. That's for our table 8.6. Now we move to the table 8.7. Same as previous one, change the value of resistive load into level 3, but change the level of capacitive load into level 3 also. Find the value, and then change the value of resistive load into level 4, maintain the value of capacitive load with level 3, and then find the value. So we have finished with our table 8.5, 8.6, and 8.7. Now for the last part, we must remove the connection of resistive load in this circuit. This is for the last table. So set this, the value of capacitive load still maintain level 3, and then we must find the value of U1, I1, P1, Q1 at this beginning line, and then find the value of U2, I2, and cos theta 2 at the ending line. So that's our step for expert activity 5 omit capacitive load. That's all from me. Thank you.